So we want to learn to befriend your fear, recognize it as okay, you're just indicating that I'm on my way to something new. So parts of us want to go forward, and then there's a part of you that wants to stay and play small. And in the middle, we have fear. But what we're going to learn to do is put a pause on it. That's not serving me, not today. And we want to be able to set that aside to clear the field so you can go forward. So I want you to memorize this pause button, that you have a pause button that will help you when the fear comes up, when those voices are coming up of discouragement. You can say, no, nope, this is going that internal talk. Push that pause button, imagine in your mind. And then recognize that you have a choice in this process. So let's kind of understand what's happening, not getting too technical, but you have two ways of reacting to these fears and everything. So we have what I call the low road and the high road. So our brains, for survival, we're geared for the survival mode to get into what I call the react syndrome. Go into just being triggered. You have this fear, and then you immediately trigger what's called the emotional center of your brain, the amygdala, and you go into a kind of a frantic kind of state, that fight flight. And we know that's not very effective. We can't think very well that way. It's really blocking the energy going to your brain to think from a higher place. So that's the low road. And we want to learn to put a pause on it when we start feeling that feeling coming, that we can put a pause and go, wait a minute, I know that there's a part of my brain that's going to help me put on those mental brakes so that I can move that energy to a higher part. The CEO is actually in the front of your brain. You can imagine that, okay, whoop, I want to go up to the higher part of my brain, because I know that's where I'm going to be able to think from a higher place to figure out the steps that I want to take to move forward. So know that you do have mental breaks, and you also have a sensor in your brain that helps you know when you're out of alignment. And so it's going to let you know, and you have the ability to redirect, label the emotions, normalize them so that you're calming the alarm system. And that's going to increase your ability to go to the CEO. Remember, you are the CEO. You have this ability to do this. And when you have more awareness and you start practicing it, you'll see that you're not getting caught up in, oh my gosh, and spending maybe a week dealing with, the fear of what step you're going to take. And we also know that when you can, through mindfulness, redirect your thoughts to that higher place, it enhances your creativity. So to break it down into a formula that's simple, you've got the voices coming along, you're feeling fear, you're going to recognize it, identify it, and push the pause button. I'm going to give you a breathing exercise that is from my energy medicine mentor, coach, to calm the nervous system. This is so important, and you can use this in many different arenas. So why don't we try this together? So what we're going to do is you're going to breathe in through the nose on the count of 4. Hold for 2. When you do the holding for 2, it wakes up the nervous system that, oh, something's going on here. And then you're going to blow out on the count of 4. And go ahead and do this maybe 2 more times and just notice the calming. So breathing in through the nose, hold, and slowly exhale and blow out. And one more time. And as you finish doing your breathing, just notice what happens automatically is your nervous system calms down, the voices calm down, the fear kind of calms down, and then you can literally just acknowledge it. The fear comes up for a reason. Those voices come up for a reason, because we want to repattern them so that you can go from a higher place and recognize and say, right now, I'm going to set my fear aside. I'm going to set those voices that aren't serving me over here, literally. And you can literally physically do that. and then come back to this phrase, this really, try putting this on. Up until now, the fear was taking me over. Up until now, that voice of negativity was pulling me down. But now I know where I'm going. I'm focused back on the direction that you're going in your job search, in whatever goal or dream you're focused on. You're going to focus back on that and say, you know what? Not today. I'm setting my fear over here. Up until now, that's where I was. But now, focus on your vision and take an action step. Identify something you can do absolutely in that moment that's letting your brain know, Milry's going in this direction. Oh, it's waking the brain up like, oh, he's not getting caught up in this negativity thing over here or the fear. He's going over here. Oh, it's going to start creating new pathways, new habits of success. But we're going to be working on that over and over again when the fear comes up, because it's going to come up. It's part of our makeup, but we're learning that we have power to work with it, and that we can choose where we're directing our thoughts. That's why I was talking about morning, noon, and night. You're keeping that in the forefront, and then you're taking the action. That's, again, rewiring the brain that I'm on this momentum, and I'm taking that step, and each step reveals the next step, and keep in that mode. So when fear, doubt, and worry come up, focus back on that dream, focus on the dream job that you're looking for, and then take an action. The action piece is key for your body to recognize, oh, this is where we're going. It's like directing a ship. You got to know where you're going, and have the action and direct it where you want to go. So befriend your fear, and I'm going to have you pause for a moment and think about, you started your vision earlier. You started kind of getting clarity on the vision, exactly what it is that you're seeking for in your job search. What is one thing you can do? And I'm going to say, even this evening after our call, list one thing you can do that will serve your job search in moving forward. Just take a moment to think what's top of mind. What is one thing that I can do? And sometimes you can just say, in the next 15 minutes, what is the step that I can take? It might be that I'm going to get off and I'm going to Google a certain topic or a certain area of work that I want to, focus on. Or I'm going to make a list of, places that I want to apply for. So just take a moment and anchor that for yourself.